Hello everyone, this video will cover Module 11. So Module 11 is in the middle of our research essay. We are still working on getting feedback on your rough draft. So in the last module, Module 10, you submitted a rough draft of your research paper to me for feedback. Now in this module, you're going to take the exact same file and you're going to send it to the online writing lab and to the peer edit assignment to get peer feedback. So that's kind of the first step, and there is an internal deadline. You have to have both of those submitted by Wednesday of this week, of the module week. If you don't, then you will not get feedback from either the online writing lab or your peers. So just keep in mind that you have to have that file submitted. Canvas will not trade your essay with anyone if there is no essay submitted, and the online writing lab will not have time to respond to you if you wait too long to submit to them. So just keep that in mind. There is that internal due date. And so I'm going to go over these assignments real fast so that you can see what they look like. Some students get a little confused trying to complete them, especially if you've never done anything like this before. So you can see that the module itself is, we don't have a lot of extra stuff in it. I do have a little bit of information on just the kind of revision process that we're going for. I will put the due date in there, the Wednesday, for both the online writing lab and the research essay, and then just some ideas for continuing to draft, adding more to your draft. If you want to, you can add more from what you submitted to me. You're welcome to keep working on that draft. It kind of depends on when you have time to work on assignments for this class. So some students take the exact same file and some students want to add more, and that's totally fine. If you add more, you may get different comments from the online writing lab that I would not have put on there. So there is an advantage to maybe making some corrections and updates. Then you might be getting some different kinds of comments, feedback, that kind of thing, suggestions. So I can't show you this at the moment because it's not working, but you're going to go here to this BrainFuse online tutoring link, and that's what's going to take you to the Writing Center. So I do have a page on using the online writing lab. By the time you actually get to do this assignment, it should be working again, but you want to go through the link over here on the side and follow the directions for submitting. You will also get an email in your Allen email, and what I do is I set up a task for students, and what that does is it goes through BrainFuse and sends you a link, and it's just like a direct link to submit to that assignment. And so it's a little bit easier for students. If you've never used BrainFuse before, then that is kind of a more direct way of doing it. And I've already filled out like the assignment of, you know, what, oops, clicked on the wrong thing, filled out the assignment for like what type of essay you're submitting, that kind of thing. So all you have to do is decide if there's any area of concern for your essay and then upload your file and submit. Now they do say they'll accept a PDF, but if you do turn in a PDF, they will not provide inline comments. So the best thing to do, it's just like general, you know, sentences, just giving you overall feedback. So the best thing for you to do is turn in a Word document so they can give you like little annotated comments on there for specific things to change. Once you get that back, so you're going to go to BrainFuse, you'll submit, and then when check in, they've been getting back to students within 24 hours, but it may be a little bit longer this time of the semester. So I would say within 2 to 3 days. So if you submit by Wednesday, you know, Thursday or Friday, go back into BrainFuse and check. And when the screen pops up, it'll show a little icon if they've responded to you, and then you will click on that, or you'll go into your account, and then they will have that response. You're going to download that file, and then you'll come into here in Canvas, and you'll start assignment, and you'll upload that file. If you submit your rough draft to this assignment, this goes to me. It does not go to the online writing lab. Okay, so you have to submit it through BrainFuse, not here, in order to get feedback. If you submit it here, I'm just going to write you a note that this is not the assignment. So make sure that you're paying attention there. I get a lot of students who get themselves confused. So make sure that you're doing that correctly. Then the other thing that you're going to do, besides going to BrainFuse and submitting your draft there, you're also going to submit your draft to the peer edit. So the peer edit, I've got some resources in here for you, but most of you should have done something like this for Comp 1. And so you may have done it in a different way, like on a discussion board or something. But in my class, I like for students to use the Canvas peer editing tools. And so what happens is when you submit a file to this assignment, it is set up with assigned peer reviews, and they're automatically assigned on Wednesday, October 29th at 11:59 p.m. You will get your peers' essays. They're automatically traded. It only trades those essays that have been submitted, though. So if you have no file that's been submitted here to this assignment, then you will not get anything in return. So make sure that your file has been submitted. So you can see that I've submitted a file and it says assigned peer reviews, none assigned. That's because the assignment's not open yet. So that's because we haven't passed this date yet. So you're going to see none assigned until after October 29th at 11:59 p.m. and then they will be assigned to you. You will see 2 peers' names. So once you see their names, then you can click on them. When you click on their name, it will bring up a page that looks like this. Their file here, and then view feedback right here. It does not make it very obvious what you should be doing, unfortunately. And so in order to leave feedback, you need to click on view feedback, and then it will bring up this DocuViewer box. Now this is how I grade your essays. So this is what I see. You're basically in a screen where you can see like what I would see, where you can see what I would leave you feedback wise. And so what this allows you to do then is use all of these editing tools to leave comments and feedback. So I like this little bubble thing for 2 reasons. First of all, because it can be real specific, and I can leave, something like pointing directly to what I want to point out. Plus, it also leaves my name with it, so I know that I will be given credit for leaving that comment. Most of them do. You can use, there's some like free draw things that you can leave feedback with. You can change the colors of the lines. It's also useful. Highlighting as well is very useful. So some students will take the highlighter and they'll decide that, okay, blue is going to be sentences I really like, and then red is going to be the sentences that need some kind of help. So that the grammar doesn't read correctly or something like that. All of these are ones where you can leave some feedback, and you want to make sure that you're doing that because you have to leave 15 comments on each peer's essay. So you want to make sure that you get credit for the work that you do. If you just add in text like this, then it doesn't tell me who wrote it. So you want to make sure that you're getting your credit and going through and having your name show up for those particular comments that you leave. So then you can exit out of the box and all of those comments will be saved. Now, because there are 2 peers assigned to every essay, you might see someone else's name in there, which means that you will have to, if you're the second person in there, you will have to find some new things to comment on. That doesn't mean that you don't have to make comments. That means you still have to if you want to get credit for it. The other thing that you're going to do is up here it says show rubric. It will look slightly different for you since I'm in my own student self. Then it's going to look different for you. There will be an option to leave a comment over here on the side, but basically you get to decide each category, does it need improvement or are there no issues? If it needs improvement, then I expect you to leave some feedback as to what needs improved. If there are no issues, then I've given you like a general statement of what it would look like. And so most of the time, students can kind of go through and figure out probably writing is going to be one that needs improvement, and then you leave some general feedback on it. And then at the bottom, there will be a submit button or a send button or something like that. And so then you'll submit that. Once you send it, you can't edit it though. I don't know why. It's annoying, but if you for some reason accidentally submit, and I can't even get it to go away at this point. Oh, there's the X. So if you, for some reason, you accidentally submit it and you're not done with it yet, you can leave the rest of the feedback here in this box. Do not, one thing I don't want you to do is download their file, leave feedback, and then try to attach it back as a comment. It will tell you that you're not done with that peer edit yet because you didn't do it correctly. Also, we have issues with file transferability, and some students can't access it then, and so it's much, much better if you just do the view feedback and do it all through Canvas, then everyone can see it. That is the same way that you will view your own feedback, is through that submission details that I showed you. That's where I am right now since I don't have a peer to click on. Submission details is your own file, and then you can see the feedback that your peers left you. So all the information is here. It's a little bit more complicated, but once you've done it once, you should be able to get it through and navigate it. If you can always send me an email. I've got a Canvas link here to the guide with screenshots and everything. And so if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. You have the entire module after Wednesday to leave that feedback, but you do have to have your file submitted before Wednesday to even get somebody's essay to do the assignment. If you have questions, send me an email. Otherwise, have a great week.